Men, welcome to cycle lesson number 1. We're going to do the Grow Life preview. So the theme is the Grow Life Guide. There's a difference between being an adult and being grown. The topic, we're going to preview the 12-week cycle of lessons and the dig deep question, what lessons do you wish you would have gotten in school? The value, how to be a life learner. And the challenge, write a list of 3 skills you would personally teach your younger self. My name is LeBron McAdoo, Ron Mac the Hip Optimist. Let's get Mactivated.
Men Making Excellent Normal. The practice is a 12-week, 3-month cycle of lessons designed to help men grow with purpose and intention. Each installment serves as a reminder, a teaching moment, and a challenge to become a stronger version of yourself. The practice is not about perfection. It is about progress. Men Making Excellent Normal.
Men, welcome to cycle lesson 1. Today our theme is the Grow Life Guide. There's a difference between being an adult and being grown. Adult is a legal chronological distinction. It just happens through time. Grown is a responsibility distinction. I've had to tell my biological children that, as well as my students, that often. So between the ages of 0 and 18, you have an opportunity to practice. You have an opportunity to get all the lessons you need to get. And that's what Grow Life is all about. The Grow Life Guide is what you're doing between the ages of 0 to 18, how to be responsible and be grown. Because the world, no matter whether you live with me or live with your parents or live with somebody else, the world will consider you an adult at 18. So you really need to practice to be grown while you have an opportunity. Grow Life, this book that I wrote, this curriculum I developed, this approach to life is an option. I've told my students over 3 decades of teaching, I've told people that I've mentored and coached that questions don't just have the answer, they have options. And so this is one option to how to live and be productive. I always told my biological kids that they were going to get kicked out the house at 18. It was not a threat. It was sort of a warning that the world will treat you as an adult and you need to be ready for it, right? The topic, let's preview the 12-week cycle. It will be practical, it will be precise, and it will be proven. So practical. This is a simple but not easy way of life. Precise, that means this is clear and straight to the point with no fluff. Proven, I've collected wisdom of educators, practitioners, long-lived humans in this world, a lifetime worth of knowledge compiled in 2 years of study. That's what this is, this before you. There will be 1 lesson a week, and it will follow the format of the video you're watching right now. There will be a theme, topic, dig deep question, value, and challenge every week for 12 weeks. The heading of the lesson will be the same each rotation, but the activities will always change. That brings us to dig deep. The question for today is, what lessons do you wish you would have gotten in school? The lesson that I wish I would have gotten but didn't while I was in school was how to deal with money. Man, I'm telling you, what budget means, what debt means, what compound interest is, what investing is, etc. I needed to know about money, and so now I'm having to teach myself and teach others, as well as elders and those coming after, what money is all about. value. The value for today is how to be a life learner. I believe, as I've said, the option for how to be a life learner is to dig deep into this Grow Life curriculum. So Grow Life is based on a very simple premise. What are all the things I need to know as a grown person? So Grow Life is an acronym. These are subjects we were never tested on. We were never given a book to look through, study, and then come back with chapter reviews and unit lessons and all that. We may have encountered this in school, but we never were truly taught this. So the G in Grow Life stands for goals. The R in Grow Life stands for relationships. The O in Grow Life stands for organizing. The W in Grow Life stands for wellness. The L in Grow Life stands for local politics. The I stands for identity. F is finance. And E in Grow Life stands for ethics. Here's some additional information about Grow Life. Now, I've used it with educators, entrepreneurs, clergy, men, women, children. I've done it in workshops, in life coaching sessions, in political and corporate trainings. Here is an excerpt of a TED Talk I did where I talked about how I used it in a classroom with my high school students. So here is the Grow Life curriculum in a nutshell. Check it out. Say, listen to a teacher.
Listen to a teacher.
And improve education. Teachers say no conversation about us without us. You might be well-intentioned and sincere, but me, I've been there. I've been there through the programs. No Child, Avid, Trio, Upward Bound, Read 180, Common Core, America's Choice, virtual classes, academies, after school, and national board. I've been there through the letters, NEA, PTSA, ECL, ACL, and ACT. The 3 R's, IAP, 504, SPED, and PLC. I've been there through teachers, the advice, the giving up, back watching, sharing and complaining, the retirements, the deaths, the weddings, divorce, births, and explaining. Once the second most medicated profession, thus Margarita Mondays, Margarita Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and yes, Margarita Sundays. I've been there through administration, recommended for promotion and termination, written up, praised, had office calls, kicking it, been off the record, the favorite and the blackballed. I've been there through the parents, requested me, cursing me, flirting, wanting me to find their runaway child. Those that we team up together, pleading for grades, and the please testify my son's trial. I've been there through the students, smart aleck. Some you love to death, some you hate their life. And then I've also had those who said, please be there because they know that it's doable. I've even spoken at children's funerals. Only teachers know it like we know it, from staying in the classroom daily devoted to get students improving and promoted. That's why teachers say no conversation about us without us, and oh yeah, you can quote it. Thank you. So I'm a spoken word poet and I'm a motivational speaker, but I've been a teacher since the 1990s, y'all. A 30-year classroom practitioner. Now, I would not expect birds to have great ideas about swimming, but I would expect teachers to have phenomenal ideas about the classroom. I have reimagined education. Picture a school system where graduates actually know how to live. Now, personally, I've been academically sound, but there were so many things that I wanted to know before I left that I didn't get. And I've had so many students to graduate and have that diploma, and they asked me for life lessons that they couldn't find in any textbook. So I came up with an answer: the Grow Life curriculum. All right, so the Grow Life curriculum. Let's break this thing down. Let's start with goals.
And you know why, goes? Because you can't put I don't know in a GPS and get anywhere. So in this class, you could learn stuff like finding your strengths. You could learn things like having a vision and being a visionary. And you could also understand how to execute with effort and focus every time. The R is for relationships. Why? Because you have to believe people by their behavior. In this class, you could learn things like your family and friend circle. You could learn how to understand boundaries and consent. And you could also learn how to negotiate and how to resolve conflict. The O stands for organize. Now, why organize? Because everything has a place. And you could learn things in this class like how to clean your house, how to do meal planning, and even how to properly prepare your emergency items in your home. Now, the W stands for wellness. Why wellness? Because you don't count time in life. In life, you make time count. And so what happens is, in this class, you could learn about nutrition and exercise, how to be cautious of medication and drugs, and you can even learn about stress management and mental health. Now, the L stands for local politics. Why do we need that? Because only institutional change changes institutions. And in this class, you can learn how to participate in the election process. You could also learn how to peacefully practice protest. You can be very much aware of how you yourself could run for office. We're at the I, identity. Why do we need identity? Because you find yourself in what you lose yourself in. You could explore your lineage, and you could understand your cultural traditions. And when you really dig deep, you can actually know your persona. The F stands for finance. Why finance? Because you need to use money to buy time. In this class, you could learn how to budget, save, invest. You could understand taxes, debt, interest, and then you could also learn how to monetize your talent. The next one and the last one is the E, and it stands for ethics. And in this class, you could explore what is right and wrong. You could really think about and internalize morality and spirituality. And you can even explore concepts like equity and justice. So altogether, that is the Grow Life curriculum.
Now the challenge. Write a list of 3 skills you would personally teach your younger self. If you had an opportunity to see yourself as you were growing up, what would you have told yourself? What 3 things, what lessons, what jewels, what gems would you have given? For me, all of these are things I wish I would have known earlier. How to execute on my vision. All of the how and what of that. How to grow meaningful relationships. I developed a great sense of social equity and how to build relationships and been very successful at doing that. But it would be one of the 3 things that I would teach my younger self. How to deal with money. We live in a capitalistic society, and truth be told, a capitalistic world. So I would teach my younger self about money, how to manage it, how to budget it, how to grow it, how to use it as what it really is, a commodity. This is Cycle Lesson 1. I am LaRon McAdoo, Ron Mac the Hip Optimist. Stay Mactivated! If you're interested in joining Men Making Excellent Normal community, for more information and more access, all you have to do is send an email to mactivated@gmail.com. Stay blessed.